Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyana. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva Manusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshini. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha, the ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the 18th Adhyaya, 18th chapter, the Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. And Sri Krishna is telling us about how a person who gains mastery over the Lord's teachings in the Bhagavad Gita and starts sharing with them, what happens of that person, what becomes of that person. Sri Krishna said that person is absolutely unique in terms of his devotion to me, and that person becomes the dearmost to me among all the people on this earth. And that person, of course, becomes one with me. Now, among these people on this earth, there may be a very few the fortunate souls who have truly grasped the essence of the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, of the Lord's teachings, and they have put that teaching in practice, in life, in their practical life. They are leading the life as taught by Sri Krishna, and there are very, very few people like that. Now, what happens to the other lot who can't gain mastery but who are anxious to study, who are yearning to study Bhagavad Gita, who are earnestly studying Bhagavad Gita? Sri Krishna says, even those students of the Bhagavad Gita who are studying my teachings, who are studying these teachings which are taught in the form of the dialogue between me and Arjuna, Krishna Arjuna Samvade, even these people, they in a way are worshipping me only in the form of that knowledge sacrifice. Sri Krishna has told us, Adhyeshyate cha ya imam dharmyam samvadam avayoh. Even those students, earnest students, who are studying this sacred dialogue, dharmam samvadam, sacred dialogue between avayoho, between you and me. Shri Krishna is telling Arjuna this thing. Those who study, earnestly study, they really want to know what Krishna has taught Arjuna, what doubts Arjuna had raised, how Krishna has clarified those doubts. Those who earnestly do this study of our sacred dialogue, Sri Krishna says, Jnana yajnena tenaham ishtasyamiti me matihi. It is my firm conviction. Me matihi. It is my firm conviction that even those earnest students studying the dialogue between you and me, the sacred dialogue, the holy dialogue, the purest of the pure dialogue between me and you, even they are dear to me, for with such a great love, with such a great passion, they are studying this dialogue between you and me, as if they are worshipping me only by performing a great sacrifice of knowledge. They are earning that knowledge. They have that inclination to know what is there in my teachings to you, Sri Krishna says. So, That is the second lot. Now, it may not be possible for, as it is, there are very, very, very few people who gain mastery and put Sri Krishna's teachings in their practice, in their practical life. They literally live the life as told by Sri Krishna. And there are so few of them, so very few of them. The majority of the people, they cannot put into that slot. We cannot put them in. They can never get into that slot of earnestly bringing Sri Krishna's teachings in daily life. But there can be students, yes, there can be students, like in the 17th shloka that Sri Krishna told Arjuna. And those students also have a great amount of hope, because Sri Krishna has not given up on that category. Sri Krishna says, they are also worshipping me only, they are dear to me. They are worshipping me in the form of that jnana yajna. But there again, everyone cannot study Bhagavad Gita. I might have inclination to study, but I don't have time. I don't have resources. I don't even have the book of Bhagavad Gita. How can I read it? I have the book of Bhagavad Gita, but I cannot read. I cannot understand the Sanskrit. I cannot understand English. I cannot understand the translated version of that Sanskrit shloka also. So what can I do? I have the book, but I don't have resources to understand what is written there. I cannot study. And there are so many people like this, like us, who cannot actually get into that opportunity of studying Bhagavad Gita. So is there no hope for them then? For that vast majority, is there no hope? That Sri Krishna has categorized these two people who are dear to him. Sri Krishna says, no, it is not like that. Even people who cannot study what I have taught, even if they listen to my teachings through someone, there may be someone who has studied Bhagavad Gita, who has little bit understood what is Bhagavad Gita, what are the Krishna's teaching, and that person talks about it. And people, they listen to it. Listen to it how? It is not just listening for time pass. Listening with full involvement, with full earnestness. Like that earnest student, these are the earnest listeners. And Sri Krishna now tells us about this third category of people who also have hope for liberation. Sri Krishna says, śraddhāvānanasūyaśca śṛṇuyādapi yo naraḥ saha api muktaḥ śubhām llokān prāpnuyātpuṇyakarmaṇām. Sri Krishna says, even that person, yaha naraḥ, that man, that person. Now, man means literally not man. Even ladies can also, women can also listen to Gita. They can also study Gita. They can also become proficient in the Lord's teachings. So, that person who śṛṇuyādapi, who even listens to my word, who even listens to this wonderful sacred dialogue between you and me, O Arjuna, even that person, but listens not by way of just time pass. Somebody is talking, the words are coming to my, they are hitting my ear, they are going in and they are going out from another. No. Listening, śraddhāvān. Shraddha is intense faith. Normally, word Shraddha is translated in English as faith, but Shraddha is not just mere faith. We can have faith on so many things, but Shraddha we can have only for a few. Shraddha we can have only when we have that intense faith, that earnest faith on someone on which we feel oneness. That is Shraddha. Shraddha is not an ordinary faith. It is a faith beyond excellence. So one who listens to these words full of Shraddha, śraddhāvān, and another criteria for that person is that person has to be anasūyaśca. And also he should be anasuya. And what is anasuya? Anasuya is having no malice, no hatred, no jealousy, no ill feelings for any being in this creation. No ill feeling for anyone. Only then, Sri Krishna says, when one with such a earnestness, with great intense yearning, śraddhāvān and anasūyaḥca, and also without malice, hatred, jealousy, ill feelings, without scorn, then saha api muktaḥ, even that person is liberated. And what happens of such a person? Shubhām llokān prāpnuyāt. That person attains to the higher planes. Shubhām, the holy planes, the pious planes, which are far above this world of pairs of opposites. In that Shubhām llokān, there is no pairs of opposites. There is only bliss and puṇyakarmaṇām. With this puṇyakarmaṇām, with this holy deed that a person is doing of listening to my words with full shraddha, intense shraddha, and no hatred, jealousy, anger, malice, scorn for any other being, that person also gets into that opportunity, gets that opportunity of getting liberated and attaining the higher worlds with that puṇyakarmaṇām, with that a holy deed that this person is doing. So that is what Sri Krishna has taught us about these three categories of people who are experts on the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and who have assimilated the teachings of Bhagavad Gita in their daily life. Looking at that person, we feel as if he is leading a life as taught by Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Then there is another category who are earnest students studying Bhagavad Gita. What has Sri Krishna? And they are grasping everything one by one. They are grasping the Lord's teachings, and they will get into that position one day of sharing the teachings with other devotee family members, with other devotees, with our other like-minded brethren. And even the third category, who simply listens to the teachings of the Lord with intense faith and without malice towards anyone. Even they have the chance of getting liberated, attaining the higher worlds with that holy deed that they are doing. Now these are the three categories of people who definitely have an opportunity to make themselves fit for attaining liberation out of this cycle of birth and death. And the remaining lot, Sri Krishna has already told us, the remaining lot you need not worry about at all. You don't even utter a word of my teaching to them. Those four categories Sri Krishna told us, that the people who don't perform any austerities, na tapaskaya, that is one category. Another category, na bhaktaya, those who are not devoted. There is no point even uttering a word of a single teaching of Lord that is narrated in the Bhagavad Gita. So those people also, there is absolutely no hope. Those who don't perform any austerities, those who don't have any devotion, and na chashrushruve, don't have any feeling of serving others. Those who do not have any inclination of even listening to the Lord's words, there is no point in sharing these the sacred teachings of the Lord with them. And the fourth category, Sri Krishna clearly told, those who hate me, those mam abhisuyate, abhisuyate, mam yaha abhisuyate, those who have hatred for me, those who speak ill of me. There is no point, because how can my words create any kind of impact on them? There is no use. It is like pouring water on a solid block of the stone. Nothing will go inside. So these four categories of people, Sri Krishna has already told us. There is absolutely no need even to utter my word to them. But remaining three categories, now Sri Krishna has told us. Those the experts, those who have grasped the teachings of the Lord and who have put them in their daily practice. That is one. Second, the earnest students. Yes, they are also on the path of moksha. And the third category, the earnest listeners. They want to know, but unfortunately, they don't have resources to study this wonderful dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna. So what they can do, at least they can listen. They can listen to this dialogue with all the shraddha. They can listen to this wonderful, sacred, holy dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna without any hatred towards anybody, without any malice towards anybody, without any scorn. They can listen to this dialogue. And they also have this chance. They also are on the path of getting liberated. Saha api muktaḥ. They are also on the path of liberation and attaining the higher, pure, the holier worlds, rather than getting rotten in this world of pairs of opposites, in the experiencing nothing but pleasure and pain, experiencing nothing but joys and sorrows, experiencing nothing but pleasures and pains, joys and sorrows, happiness, unhappiness, good and bad, holy and evil. Why get into it? So better get into the world where it is a punya loka, śubhām llokān. It is a holy world. It is a happy, joyous, bliss world filled with bliss. And doing this punyakarmaṇām, doing this sacred duty as such of listening to the Lord's listening to the Lord's words, they can also get into that mode. Now, by way of these three shlokas, we can relate to what Sri Krishna has told us by way of one example. That everybody hears, everybody eats food, isn't it? All the beings in this creation, they eat food. Now, there are some people who know each and everything about the science of food. They know, okay, if I eat this much of sprouts, I will get so much of protein, I will get so many vitamins, I will get so many nutrients. They eat, they also absorb those nutrients in their body. And they know, I'm getting these nutrients I'm absorbing, they are doing good to my body. That is a person with knowledge about the food. There is another who is just learning. Oh, what does we Google. Now Google is a great teacher for us. The moment we want to know protein-rich food, we just Google and we get to know, okay, meat is there, legumes are there, the lentils are there, and then we know, at least we may not know the physiology and the metabolism of what happens when this food is ingested and digested. But we know this this food, this legume, this contains a good quality of protein. The legumes, when sprouted, they give us good quality of vitamins also. The nutrients also, they are in easily assimilated form. When we convert milk to curd, it has a much better bioefficacy. It has a much better bioavailability. So all these things we can learn as students, like the second category Sri Krishna has told. And third category, they are practically illiterate. They have no resources to know, go to Google. They can't ask Google auntie, okay, how can I get it? But then at least somebody who has done Google can tell them that, look, you eat this, you will get all these nutrients. Simple. Now all the three categories of people, they derive the same output of the food ingested and digested. Whether a learned scholar in the food science or an amateur, in no ways, who is just, out of curiosity, he Googles and gets the information about certain foods. Now, if these three people, they eat a bowl of salad, sprouts, all the three people, one may know exactly what is happening there when the food goes in. One just knows these sprouts, they have these nutrients which are going to be, the third person has only learned, listened to it from somebody. Now all the three people, when they ingest the same food, the assimilation is going to be same in all the three, whether one has great knowledge about the process of digestion and assimilation, whether one doesn't have a direct knowledge, entire knowledge of how a thing gets metabolized in our body. Third person doesn't even care to know about, only listens from this person. Okay, this food will give me protein. With this food I can build muscle, so I will eat this food. Now the food having gone in, it behaves the same way in all the three people. Whether one is having great knowledge, whether one is scholar, whether one is a novice, or whether one has just listened to what nutrients this food will give. So likewise, Sri Krishna says, whether one is complete master over my teachings, or whether one starts studying my teachings, or even if one simply listens to my teachings with great shraddha and without malice, hatred towards anybody, even that person is on the path of liberation. With this karmaṇām, with this holy duty, with this pious task that he has done, he is getting into that path of moksha, mukti, and he is going to attain the śubhām prāpnuyātpuṇyakarmaṇām. He is going to attain to that śubhā. He is going to attain to that auspicious region of righteousness. That is what lies ahead for these three categories of people who have who are associated with Lord's teachings in Bhagavad Gita, whichever manner they may be. But all those who have associated themselves with the teachings of Sri Krishna, they are on the path of liberation. So Sri Krishna has clarified this in the 71st Shloka that we read. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ram Krishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.